Right, so that's the Hilton Bonnet Creek I was just talking about. So once again, if you can't get into Hilton Bonnet Creek, try the Wyndham Bonnet Creek or the Waldorf Astoria. It'd be great if you can get close to the conference. Makes it a little bit easier getting in and out. And I said to check in three. Also, too, remember Bonnet Creek does in Waldorf have a 5-day cancellation policy. So you need to pay attention to that if things change. Obviously, I'm going to get into some of the details of all of these areas, but for those of you registered for pre-conference sessions here, those times are on Sunday. If you have not registered for a pre-conference session, you can. These are paid, so you have to pay in advance to attend the pre-conference sessions, and they're going to be on Sunday. I'm not going to go through each one of these because I'm going to get to each day here in a second, but we have a packed days. Starting for those early birds in the morning who want to get up and work out until evening events that I'll go to and go through in a second. We also have a new thing which is called discussion dens, which also I'll get to in a second, which is very exciting, adding a lot of things this year. So Tuesday, and like I said, I'm going to get through each one of these in a second, but once again, you can see we have a full schedule of activities. So let's get into facts and details. So of course, Sunday, as I mentioned, registration for pre-cons opens at 7:15. It's prepaid only. They go from morning sessions from 9 to 12, afternoon 1 to 4, and full day sessions from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Our store opens, SHRM store, from 4 p.m. to 7, so you can go by and get some books, as well as our discussion dens from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. As regarding our discussion dens, this is a great way to talk to other like colleagues with topics of interests or concerns. And this is we're going to have a topics board when you register. So make sure you go in, you put a topic that you think you're interested in discussing with fellow colleagues, and the top topics will be disseminated across the discussion groups. Discussion dens throughout the conference. So make sure you, if you have a topic of interest, you go by and you put that information on that topic board. And also, for those of you attending the conference for the first time, there's a conference orientation, very similar to this, but it's going to be, of course, at the conference in the Citrus Room. Joyce Chastain, our past president, she'll be doing the conference orientation. It's very insightful, gives you a lot of information about the sessions and maybe ask additional questions. And then, of course, Sunday evening, you can enjoy Orlando or perhaps find a party that's going on within the conference. So we have a lot of vendors and people sometimes throw a little get-together. So be on the lookout for those. And if you're throwing one, make sure you let us know as well, because we may want to attend yours. For those early birds on Monday, we have a morning boot camp workout. I will not be there. I will be sleeping. I'm not a morning person, but some of you are. So you should try. If you want to, you can attend a morning boot camp workout. It's a new thing adding to the conference this year. Fun stuff for those early birds. Registration, of course, is 7 to 5. Certain hours 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then our opening general session with Dan Rather. So make sure you get there early if you want a good seat. The line forms about 15 minutes prior. And there's also going to be book signing after the general session. Shortly thereafter that, the Expo Hall and silent auction starts in the Expo Hall. Lots of great vendors, lots of good things. You could probably walk around and pens, all the freebies that they give away. And then that evening, our grand opening reception in the Expo Hall, not to be missed. Beer, wine, appetizers will be there, so make sure you attend the grand opening reception in the Expo Hall. And then Monday is our Monday night social, always a lot of fun. So we're going to have some cool stuff, which I'm going to talk about in a second on the Monday night social. And then, of course, once again, after parties. Find one or host one, and once again, if you host one, let us know. We may want to attend your party. Once again, Tuesday, we got some early things going on. We have some discussion dens at 6:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. Once again, registration hours are open pretty much from 6:45 to 2 p.m. and then bookstores pretty much all day, 7 to 5:30. We've got some Rise and Shine concurrent sessions. And then once again, our general session with Molly Fletcher at 8:15. Get there early, as well as book signings. Expo Hall, 9 to 4. Of course, our discussion dens and cafe chats, there are times there below. And all this will be in your conference program, so take a look and participate. And then Tuesday evening, it's always a great event, and this time it's called the Great Gatsby Experience. So you do not want to miss this. We do have contracted with some costume and makeup people who will be at the conference to help you get your outfit ready. If you don't want to get your outfit prior, you don't need to, because we're going to have you all set up so you can get all dressed up from the conference. And then Wednesday, you can wear jeans, and our charity is the Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranch. I'll get to the charity in a second. Once again, we have some early birds discussion den, 6:30. Our registration is from 6:45 to 9 a.m. Hopefully you've already registered at this point. If you're on this call, you're probably not just coming on Wednesday. Rise and Shine sessions, and then we have a closing general session with Wes Moore from 11 to 12:15. Things to know. So, parking and transportation. So that is my car there in the middle. Just kidding, but it could be. For those of you who are staying at the hotel, or Waldorf or Wyndham, parking is not going to necessarily be a challenge. And we do have plenty of parking, and with it, the hotel is very equipped to get you in and out. What I would add, though, is that make sure you provide sufficient amount of time to get into the conference and out if you're staying at another hotel, right? So you want to give yourself plenty of time to get in there and get parking so you can get to your session on time. We will have Wi-Fi this year available in the Expo Hall, so this is something new. So at least when you need to get that Wi-Fi on your phone or your I know for me, I have to have the Wi-Fi, so I'll be in there a lot. Dress code is business casual. Wear some comfortable shoes. Not the one in the middle. That probably would not be very comfortable. Well, maybe for some of you, maybe, but definitely not for me. I'm not into high heels. So and also some of the rooms sometimes they get a little chilly, so it may be an idea to bring a light sweater or sweatshirt or something in some of the rooms. So our programs, we've got great programs. Everything you think of, we have. Very, very timely, relevant, some professional development. We have master series programs. The thing here on this I wanted to really talk about is, pre-planning. Okay, and all of this stuff is online now, so you can check out some concurrent sessions. But pick out your first choice and perhaps your second choice. And the reason why I say that is, sometimes the rooms get full. And once they get full, we have to shut it down because of the fire marshal will not allow us to have any bodies in the room that does not have a seat. And it's very frustrating that you're very excited about a program and you get there perhaps late and you can't get a seat, and then you have to start looking for another program that you want to go to. So if it's something you really, really want to go to, get there early, but definitely always have a second choice selected. And perhaps find a conference buddy, and this could be somebody that's going with you to the conference, or a colleague, or perhaps somebody you meet at the orientation, the initial orientation, right? So you exchange, and because sometimes you see a conference and there's two that you want to go to, but they're at the same time. So in that case, find somebody who's going to it, and then you can exchange after information that you've learned. After you've attended the program. But we're pre-approved for 16 credits for both the SHRM and HRCI, so that's awesome. Very excited about that, including 5 global credits. There is a conference app, so make sure you get on the download the conference app so you can get all this information, your general event information, your session speakers, maps, schedule, etc., etc. So make sure you download the app before you get to the conference. You can get to it as well, but remember when you first show up to the conference, the expo hall will not be open, therefore Wi-Fi will not be available. So yeah, I mean you can do it from your cell, but if you want to do it through Wi-Fi, you want to perhaps do that before you get to the conference. Is regarding the programs, some of the program presenters will have their PowerPoints to be downloaded 1 week prior to the conference. And if they don't, I'm sure they'll be happy to if you give them their business card, give them your business card, they'll be happy to send you their information going forward. So let's see, Expo Hall, I kind of mentioned that earlier. Don't miss it. It's great fun. Lots of good stuff to get. If you're looking for, there's no need to buy any souvenirs for if you have kids because you can get probably all your souvenirs right here in the Expo Hall. And they're free. Those are the hours of the Expo Hall. So here's the entertainment. One thing I love about this conference is it's a great learning environment, but it is also a lot of fun, right? When you can add learning and fun together, that's the name of the game. So we have our Monday night party, we have Tuesday night party, we have attendee parties, sponsor parties. Monday night we're gonna have a great duck race, and we're gonna have a DJ. Tuesday night, once again, I mentioned the Great Gatsby. So lots of fun. So morning boot camp fitness, once again, is at 5:45 a.m. Sign up 5:45 a.m. from 6 to 6:30. All fitness levels welcome. So hopefully you join if you're an early bird for that. Okay, I mentioned the networking. So something new to this conference. It's kind of just added to the official learning aspect. So this is more of a network learning environment, right? Where you're going to actually meet up with people that have similar challenges or issues. And it's more of a casual environment where you can just talk to each other and perhaps get some best practices from what they're doing, or ask questions or anything of that nature. So pretty cool stuff. And once again, our charity is the Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranch, touching the lives of children throughout Florida. So some of your chapters have information on what type of the school supplies are needed, and I believe there's a chapter competition as well. So if you're part of a chapter, I'm sure you probably have already heard information about the charity backpack. Food, I know all of you. I've been for the past 11 months just drooling and can't wait to get to those box lunches. Just kidding. But hey, box lunches are great at the conference because you can pick them up and you can go, right? So very very portable box lunches. That would be the benefit of the box lunches. But other than the box lunches, there's plenty of food to go around. Plenty of restaurants at the hotel. So you won't have a problem finding something to eat. You never have to even stay. Last time, 2 times I've been to this conference, or probably longer than that, when I get to the conference and I never leave, right? So there's really no reason that you have to get in your car and go someplace for food, right? Because they got everything there. So great thing there. And of course, if you do want to leave, we are in Orlando, and there's all sorts of Disney SeaWorld attractions, Disney attractions, all sorts of stuff going on. You're probably not going to have a lot of time to do that unless you're coming a few days prior or a few days after, because we have like I said, a full schedule to keep you busy and learning and having fun. So while there's some stuff out there, and you'll probably be more likely to stay at the conference. But of course, our silent auction is a good way to get some really good stuff. So encourage you to go participate in the silent auction. It is in the Expo Hall. And then lastly, you may see this little guy roaming around. His name is Manny. He is our official ambassador of the conference. So that's I'm sure some of you probably, as you're part of conferences, have seen Manny in many different pictures. And Manny, of course, will be at the conference participating as well. And I think that's all I have in terms of the general overview and like once again the feedback orientation, not feedback orientation, the conference orientation is definitely for first timers a must do. So definitely schedule it accordingly, have a lot of fun, network with other HR professionals. And just, I guess now we're opening up for some questions. If you have, we have 19 questions, I guess. Laura?
We have been very busy on the questions. A couple
Okay.
of repeats that I wanted to share with the group. We do have a few people staying at the Waldorf. Just so you know, the Waldorf is connected to the Hilton Bonnet Creek. You can walk inside via the convention space. So imagine the Hilton hotel rooms, the Hilton conference section attached to the Waldorf section, attached to the Waldorf rooms. So it's a very convenient walk. You don't have to drive. Very, very easy to get around. One of the other popular questions was about downloading the app. The app is available in the App Store or the Google Play Store. The name of the app is HRFL16, as you see on your screen. That's our hashtag, but you can take the # or hashtag off, so HRFL16, or search HR Florida, and you should be able to locate that in any of the app stores. So you can download and start exploring. We are continuing to add more information to the app on a daily basis, and like Jim said, we'll have most of the presentations about 1 week prior to the conference. Okay, and I am monitoring for other questions and the chat, or you can raise your virtual hand and we can try calling on folks that way if you prefer. Okay, we have another question coming in. When should we receive material to see what types of classes will be available? The full session grid is available online. So if you go to the HR Florida Conference website and go to the agenda or the sessions in the top right-hand corner, there's a little icon there. You can search by day, you can search by track, and you can start planning out your visit. Okay, next question. In past years, you were able to pre-plan your session by selecting the sessions you were interested in and print out a schedule. With the previous ways that we had the website set up, it did allow you to kind of book your schedule, but it wasn't a reservation system. And we didn't want people to be confused about reserving a seat. As Jim said, it is first come, first served. Each of the individual concurrent session rooms do hold about 120 to 150 people. So it's a very large space, but there will also be about 2,000 people total on site. So definitely try to get to those sessions early and try to have a backup selected just in case. Next question is the Wyndham Grand Orlando within walking distance? Yes, it is. It's right across the street from the Hilton Bonnet Creek. Well, let me rephrase. The Wyndham Bonnet Creek is directly across the street from the Hilton Bonnet Creek. The Wyndham Grand Orlando is actually on iDrive. So if you did book at the Wyndham Grand, you will need to drive over. It is a short distance, but definitely not walking. If you booked at the Wyndham Bonnet Creek, then yes, you could certainly walk. You may want to drive. We will look at having a shuttle service or something available, but it is a very easy walk just across the street. Okay, in the Google Play Store, the name of the app is actually listed as HRFL2016. So we'll share that with the group for any of you Google Play app visitors. Thank you very much. Let's see, we have a note about the grid does not print well. The text is very small. Thank you for that feedback. We'll see if we can get a different copy available on the website and get that out to you. Within the program guide, once you get on site, you will be able to have a much larger copy available to you, so you can read that there. Any recommendations to any specific conference or section? There are so many good sessions to choose from. That is really depending on your career and what you'd like to gain from the experience. I would take a look at the different session tracks available, as well as the topics listed, and mix and match. You don't have to stay within one track. The wonderful thing about our conference, since it is first come, first served, and you can walk into whichever sessions you like, you take a course or two on benefits and then move over to the professional development. It's entirely up to you. The grand reception is complimentary, so that is inside the expo hall. As Jim said, there will be beer, wine, and appetizers and a lot of fun. The pool party reception is a cash bar, so that's up to you if you'd like to order any drinks or any food, but it is free to attend. During the Monday night reception, we do have the duck race, which the rubber ducks will be swimming around the lazy river. We will have a DJ, some book signings, some trivia, and all sorts of fun. Okay, question about how many people are attending. We are expecting about 2,000 total, so it will be a nice big group for us. The breakout sessions will be listed on the app, I would say, within the next week or two. We're uploading that information now. We have a question if Jim Gallo will be presenting at any of the sessions.
No, not this time. They got me too busy.
We
I,
keep them running. So he will be all around the conference. You won't be able to see him present a session, but he will absolutely be there. He might look like a flash of lightning going by you, though.
yeah, exactly. I have my rollerblades.
At this time, we don't have any repeat sessions scheduled. Should we have any last minute cancellations, it's always possible that we might repeat a session or fill in a session with a different speaker or topic, but nothing is scheduled at this time. Okay. Yes, we will be recording the session or the presentation today. We'll be emailing that out to all of the registered attendees. So if you came in late and did not see the beginning or hear the beginning, you'll be able to view that later this afternoon. Question on, are all the BMS and MS sessions for strategic credits for HRCI and SHRM? So you'll notice on one of the slides we did receive more pre-approved credits. So we are up to 16 credits for both HRCI and SHRM. The business management courses and the strategic courses, we have maximized the number of credits available there. And if you go to the website, you can see the exact totals for each session. Okay, we have a suggestion of bringing a roller bag to the expo hall because there's so many free goodies. There is a lot of great giveaways. We actually don't recommend the roller bags because people trip over them and it gets a little crowded. So we ask you to not bring the roller bags. But a lot of the vendors do hand out great big tote bags. Of course, you'll have your conference tote bags. So you'll have plenty of space to get all of the great goodies from our sponsors and exhibitors. Where can you get the book for the Dan Rather book signing before the open session? That will be available at the SHRM store, which opens on Sunday. So you could actually pick up your book early and go to the general session and then be able to get first in line for the book signing immediately following general session. We do recommend that because I'm sure he will be very, very popular. And unfortunately, we only have him for 1 hour of book signing, so we will try to get as many people through as we can, but he's on a very tight schedule as he's a very busy man. I'm sure you can understand. Okay, another question on the courses. You do not have to register for the individual sessions. It is a first come, first serve, so simply select the sessions that you're most interested in and then report to those rooms a couple minutes prior to the presentation. The earlier you can get to that session, obviously that would help to reserve your seat, but there is no registration process or reservation process. See, do I need to bring anything for the Tuesday social function? Attire. You do not have to bring anything with you. If you do have a Great Gatsby costume in your closet or something that you'd like to invest in or rent prior, you are certainly welcome to. A lot of people do enjoy dressing up. As Jim mentioned, we do have the Time Warp Trio, as we've named them, which will be hair, makeup, and costume professionals coming in. They will have a exhibit space set up in the main foyer just outside of general session and the expo hall. So you can rent costumes for about $20 to $25. If you'd like to get your hair done, they have all of the great 1920s hairstyles so that you can make your appointment and get a quick hairdo, as well as makeup artist and everything else. So we're very excited to have them there. It's entirely up to you if you'd like to take advantage of their great services, or feel free to bring something with you. We are still looking for volunteers. Jenna Dobbins, who is our volunteer chair, is assigning those schedules right now, but I believe she does still have a couple of spots open. We have been overwhelmed with the response for volunteers, so if you're not selected, it's just because so many people wanted to volunteer, and we do thank you for that. But just depending on their availability and your availability, there might still be a match. So if you go to the HR Florida website, we do have a section on the homepage for volunteers. There's a very quick survey monkey just to let us know your availability and what types of assignments you're interested in, and then Jenna will be in touch if you're a match. Yes, the session schedule is on the website, so you can view all of the session names and the presenter, as well as a brief description on those. It will also be available in the printed program online and available in the app within the next week or so. As far as getting the credits for the individual sessions, you can enter those in one by one for SHRM or HRCI, or we will have a code that will give you the maximum number of general credits for either entity. So if you do attend sessions the entire time, including over the lunch breaks, again, why we give you the box lunches, so you can grab your lunch and go into class and eat there. If you enter in that session code, it'll give you the full 16 credits for both SHRM or HRCI. Or if you are looking to get the strategic credits or those business credits, you can enter in each individual title. By entering in the individual title and the time that you were in the session, then you'll be awarded the credits based off of those courses that you've taken. Another question, what is not included with the student conference pass? That depends on if you've signed up for the full student conference or a one-day student conference. If you've signed up for the full student conference, then you get everything the regular attendees get, just at a very discounted rate because we know you're a student. If you signed up for a one-day pass, then you would get everything that a normal one-day registration would receive. Question on materials for pre-conference sessions. Those will be available at the session itself. We will not be giving those out ahead of time. If a person is not certified yet, can these credits apply to their CEUs in the future? That's a great question, and I am not sure off the top of my head. Jim, do you know the answer to that one?
Yeah, sorry, but no. You have to, all of the recertification credits have to be after you've received your certification. So they will not be, you will not be able to apply them towards. But if you get certified before August, 27th, then yeah, that would be one thing. But not, it has to be after.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I didn't want to misspeak, so thank you. Will there be any other CERT prep sessions other than the one on Sunday? No, the one on Sunday is the only one that we're offering at this time. If you're a chapter member, or if you're not, it's a great reason to join your chapter. Most of the chapters around the state of Florida do offer great prep sessions. I took advantage of the Go SHRM prep session before I sat for the SPHR many years ago, and it was one of the best things that I've ever done. So if you're not able to join us on Sunday, I certainly recommend reaching out to your chapter, or I know a lot of the universities around the state also offer great prep courses. Will there be any photo ops with Manny? Yes, there will be. So watch the conference app. Manny will be around the conference. He'll be hanging out in the expo hall and in some of the sessions in the main foyer areas. So be on the look for a giant manatee and watch the app, and we'll try to send out some alerts when we see a Manny spotting. Will a certificate be given at some point for the recertification credits? For the pre-conference courses, you will get a certificate or information on how to obtain your certificate at those pre-conference sessions. As far as the conference itself, inside the program guide will be a tracker so that you can keep track of which sessions you're attending, and then it's up to you to submit that information to SHRM or HRCI. Do you know what the Tuesday Gatsby party includes if you buy an extra ticket for someone? The extra tickets would be admittance to the party. It does not include drink tickets. However, with the full conference registration, you will be getting a total of 4 drink tickets that you can use on Monday for the grand opening reception or Tuesday for the Great Gatsby party. So if you wanted to share those tickets with your +1 for Tuesday night, you can certainly do that. We will also have a cash bar available both Monday for the grand reception and Tuesday for the Gatsby party. So you can certainly buy additional beverages that way. Do we get credit for attending general session? 2 of our keynotes were pre-approved for additional credits, which is why our total is now up to 16. So for both Dan Rather and Molly Fletcher, they were approved for 1 additional credit hour each. So that's part of that 16 total, or be sure to keep track of those sessions and to get the credit for those. Another question coming in. It's my first time, so on Monday, the first thing I need to assist is the opening general session at 8:15, and after that the sessions start at 10:30. We do have the early morning session starting at 7 a.m. on Monday, so if you'd like to get a real early start, you can certainly join us for those. Otherwise, a lot of people do come in for general session, which starts at 8:15. Doors open early, so get there for a great seat, and then you can move into your sessions after the general session. Okay, just taking a look at the other questions coming in. There's a lot of people submitting their questions, so thank you. Another question, will the study guides for the SHRM exams be offered at a discounted rate since SHRM store will be on site? They will have the prep courses available. I don't believe there's a discount on those because they are in such high demand. They typically do not discount that item, but check with your local chapters. Sometimes they're able to purchase in bulk. And might be able to do something. I know a lot of the chapters also have scholarships, specifically around certification or recertification. So you might be able to apply for one of those scholarships from your local chapter or from the SHRM Foundation to help fund the prep course. Yes, the app will be fully loaded with information, attendees, exhibitors, sponsors, sessions, etc. Like I said, we are adding new information every day, but we should have all of that information up within the next, I'd say 2 weeks, but definitely prior to the conference. Another question, will there be enough seats for all 2,000 at the general sessions? Absolutely. So for general session, we will have the room maxed out with chairs. We will have at least one chair for everybody in attendance. So that is not a concern. We'll definitely get everybody in so we can have a nice big start on Monday and Tuesday and closing general session on Wednesday. And that's all the questions I'm seeing on my screen. We'll leave it open for just a few moments longer in case any other questions roll in. Jim, any closing thoughts for us today?
No, I'm just looking forward to seeing everybody, and it's going to be a great time.
Excellent. Well, thank you all for joining us today. We will be putting the recording of the session online and sending out an email. So if you'd like to take another look at the slides or access any of the information based off of your comments, we will also take a look at the session grid and see if there's another way that we could display that so that you can print and be able to take a look at the information ahead of time. Otherwise, watch the app for alerts and updates, and we look forward to seeing you in a couple of short weeks. All right, thanks everyone.